Well, hello there, my fellow rushers. How you been doing today? King Rex here, and today we're gonna be doing yet another guide video. I decided to jump into Frontiers because I haven't done one for Frontiers in a long time, so let's do Tortuga on Veteran No Lives Lost. I'll be using Cronan today because he's not that bad. He is a decent choice for this level because you're gonna need some decent and good amount of stalling power, and he delivers. So yeah, let's begin. What do we have? Desert Turks, Dune Raiders, and Warhounds and Sandhounds. Pretty easy. We're gonna get an artillery up to level 3 for now. It's gonna be right up in here. We're gonna get 2 sets of barracks right up in here. We're gonna move these guys to as far away to the front as possible, and we're gonna adjust these guys a little bit. Right over there. We're gonna leave Cronan kind of at the front, and we're gonna start it off. So for this level, it's not super hard, it's just it takes a little time in order to beat it, because there's a lot of swarms and you're gonna need some good stalling power and area damage. And of course that means we're gonna use artillery, because why not? As you can see, the artillery is holding up pretty well, and I would recommend you putting the artillery right up in here, because if you put it there, it may end up whiffing some of its shots, because if you don't know, the best way to make sure that artillery doesn't whiff or miss its shot is to defend around the edges of the radius. Usually this ends up working out pretty well. And as you can see, we're shredding and we already got our battle mecha. And yes, we were using battle mecha. I was thinking about using a dwarf, but battle mecha is just too good to miss on this map. Let's see what do we have here. Immortals, Desert Thugs, and some more Warhounds. Pretty easy. Nothing too threatening, right? Well, at least for now, but look at this side where my cursor is. We're gonna get this big ship, so we're gonna rain fire him. He has only 1000 HP, but he can shoot out some bombs, and these bombs unfortunately can damage your units, like that. And yeah, as you can see, they destroy your units pretty fast, so you want to get rid of this ship as soon as possible. So that's why you need to preserve the rain of fire. You want to preserve it in order to annihilate him. Especially if you're doing a challenge where you're using only barracks on this level. Just like I did, like last week I think. You know, when I did my can you beat Tortuga on Veteran with Templars. It was pretty fun challenge. Anyway, green fins. So yeah, these enemies, I think we already know what they are. Just 450 HP, 6 to 14 attack damage, no armor, but they can toss nets, which can disable your units, which sucks. So we're gonna get some rapid fire on these guys, so that way they can attack a little bit faster. They're not like a great support tower, but at least they are something. They're kind of like a strong archers in a way. You know, they don't shoot super fast, but they're okay. We also have the parrot bomber, which can toss in some bombs during some damage, and it can stun, which is nice, but 350 gold is a little bit too expensive, so we'll hold on to this. For now, we're gonna get a mage up to tier 2, at least for now. Next thing on the list, Desert Archers and some Immortals and Dune Raiders. Sounds pretty easy. Yes, indeed it does. So yeah, we're gonna wait for a little bit and we're gonna start up the next wave. And yeah, I'm not using the Rain of Fire because I'm preserving it, because you never know what's gonna happen. As you can see, Cronan is surprisingly doing okay. Here's the ship, we're gonna annihilate him again. Hopefully kill him a little bit faster. Yes, we did. Nice. And yeah, the battle maker is gonna destroy the archers. I know, you need to do some micro. I mean, you can leave the battle maker like over here and it will be fine, but just because I want to put in a little bit of extra effort, I'm gonna destroy the archers, so that way our stalling power doesn't die immediately, because they can easily pile up and annihilate us. So we don't want this to happen. And yeah, I think that's good enough, and at this point we're gonna move the battle mecha. Because as you can see, the choke point is starting to break a little bit. But don't worry, the battle mecha has it. Look at that. That power. And yeah, I know we're getting some enemies getting through, but don't worry. Look at all this track that you have left. We are Gucci. And yeah, everything is going to be fine. If you're afraid, you can also move your hero, which I'm gonna do, because why not? For extra safety, we're gonna move Cronan over there. He's gonna do the wipe, so that way he can do some extra true damage. Because yeah, that ability deals true damage, which is nice. What do we have here? Green Fins and Warhounds. Sounds pretty easy. We're gonna get a Necromancer though, just for some more stalling power. Usually you can get a Travel Extra over here and it will be fine, but I get the Necromancer just in case. Because as I said before, this level requires a lot of stalling power. And what better tower to pick than a Necromancer for some stalling power? Like sure, the skeletons can die very easily, but at least they give you some stalling power. And you usually have a lot of them, so it's fine. And we're gonna get a Death Rider up to tier 1. You can upgrade him up to tier 2 or 3 if you want, but I would recommend you just leaving it at tier 1, at most. That's all you need. You need to boost your skeletons so that way they're a little bit tankier. What do we have here? Immortals, Dune Raiders, more Green Fins, and Warhounds and some Desert Archers. Sounds pretty easy. Indeed it does. So yeah, now we have to be preparing on this side, but before that, bombard the ship! Even the Battle Mecha used some of its wasp missiles. It wasn't like a great move, but hey, at least it helped. I'm gonna upgrade these guys up to level 3 for now. That's what I'm gonna keep them at for a while. Because we need to start working towards this side. Because yeah, you need some defense up in here. And we're gonna get an archer. We'll get it up to crossbow fort, which we'll get whenever we can afford it. Now we're gonna adjust the battle mecha, just so we can take care of the shadow archers a little bit faster. And as you can see, destroy it. It just took a little bit of micro. It wasn't even too hard. And yeah, now our life is so much more easy. What do we have here? Green Fins and Green Fins. So 24 Green Fins. As you can see, these guys are gonna go straight to the bottom path. That's why I put an additional barrack here, so that way we can block them if needed. Which is probably going to be. So we're gonna get the barrage, just for some extra damage. We may get the Falconeer ability, but I'm not quite sure on that. We'll probably do, because when I was developing this strategy, I put it here, and it only affected one tower, which was hilarious. It didn't even affect this tower, and it was clearly in range. Yeah, alright. We're gonna do the Rain of Fire, or should we? Nah. Look at how easy it is. And this is better on difficulty, might I add, so yeah. What do we have? 20 Green Fins and some Desert Archers. Interesting. We're gonna max out the barrage, just because we're not gonna get more crossbows than that, only one. We're gonna do the Rain of Fire over there, on the ship, because we don't want our stalling power to die. Unfortunately, he ended up shooting a few bombs, so that way our skeletons are dead, but don't worry, our barracks were able to survive, hence why you upgrade them a little bit. We're gonna adjust the battle mecha, while the Green Fins haven't come yet, so we can just annihilate the archers real quick. And now we're gonna move the battle mecha right about now. We'll just let it shoot out its bad. Wow. Alright, I would say it's fine. You know what? We're not gonna move it. We're just gonna stay there and annihilate the archers. We're doing surprisingly well. I don't know if it's because of Cronan or because of our tower setup, but whatever it is, we're doing very well. Now here we go with the red spines. We're gonna get some Green Fins and some red spines. So that's gonna be hard. As you can see, I have over 1000 gold saved up. That's just a bad habit of mine. I tend to save up a lot of gold without spending it. My bad. So what you should be getting, first and foremost, is gonna be another archer right up in here. And it's going to be a tribal axe thrower. We're gonna get some of that Falconeer action and see. This time we can affect yet again 2 towers. That's the issue on this map with the crossbow fort. No matter where you put it, it's hard to get more than 2 towers affected. Like sure, we can affect this barrack, but you know, it doesn't affect barracks at all, so yeah. Now we're gonna get it, and yeah, this guy has a pretty good radius, which is gonna be nice for later. Now you can put it here in order to support the choke point, but believe me, it's not that important. It'll be more important here because now we're getting some red spines and Green Fins coming towards this exit, but they will come from here and they will land on shore over there, and they'll start making their way towards their exit. So we're gonna get some of these boatswains, these guys, the big thick boys, which are usually better because they have a lot more health. Sure, they have no armor, but they do between 20 to 40 damage, and I believe they attack every 1 second, so 30 average DPS, that's not bad at all. They're pretty decent. Unless they get captured by the Green Fins, then they're kinda meh. Now, you can also do some extra micro and try to dodge the spear throw from the red spines, but that's if you want to. It's not necessary. Just make sure that they don't die, because if they do, you're gonna be wasting 130 gold, which is a pretty heavy loss. So be careful about that. Now we are gonna get some Totem of Weakness action, because we're gonna need some extra damage. And next thing on the list will be another mage. And then we'll get another mage. And then, what do you think we're gonna get? Say it with me. Another mage. That's in order to boost the damage of our mages. Because if you don't know, there's an upgrade called Brilliance, which allows the mages to do extra damage if you have more. Like basically, if you place a mage tower, it increases the damage of every magic tower on the screen. So I think that at most you can get like 30% extra damage. So that's not bad at all. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna max out the totem of weakness because why not? Having it nearly permanently up there, it's gonna be awesome. Now it's not gonna be like completely. It will still have like 1 second delay, but as you can see, he can even land it up in here, I believe. So that's good. As you can see, it barely reaches, which is awesome because that way we can get some extra damage on our main choke point. Well, yeah. Alright, now this guy, what will he turn into? Well, he will turn into an Archmage. We don't really need the Necromancer here, you can get it, but we're gonna need some more heavy damage. So we're gonna go for Archmage instead, who is better for DPS purposes. Now as you can see, we're getting some fishes over there, so we're gonna get a barrack. Just to block them. You know, we need to block them, otherwise we die. So yeah, we're gonna move these guys over there, because the Totem of Weakness is spawning over there, so that way we're doing more damage. It's more effective. And yeah, we're gonna survive it with ease. What do we have here? Green Fins and Black Surge. Oh. And 66 Warhounds. That's quite a lot. But the main issue is definitely going to be the Black Surge, so we're gonna get a set of Assassins with a sneak attack. Because it's usually the best way to annihilate him. I mean, sure, you can get a tower that has an insta-kill like a Dwarf, but the issue is that he disables your towers. So, yeah. The best way to do it is with Assassins, with a sneak attack maxed out. But that's usually the best way to take him down. Or just spam a ton of mages, but usually Assassins are the preferred option. Because as you can see, you can just disable your towers and just go right by. And yeah, that's kind of annoying, but thankfully, the Battle Mecha doesn't get affected by that. The only thing that you can't do is move it around, but it will still be able to attack even after it's disabled by the Black Surge, which is very nice. So we're gonna get the counter attack, basically maxing out these guys, besides the Pickpocket. The Pickpocket is not really necessary, we're already on wave 12 out of 15, so we don't really need extra gold. Like, it's unnecessary. Because even if you max it out, the amount of gold that you get is like between 1 to 3 if the chance procs, which doesn't seem very effective. Now, what you want to do is adjust your assassins towards this guy, so that way they can insta-kill him. Now, it may not happen every time, but if it does, then good. Because if you don't know, the insta-kill chance is RNG. They have a very small chance to perform it, so if they don't perform it immediately, then don't be worried. At worst, the Black Surge will survive and he will progress further into the map, but usually you should be fine, especially when you max them out. Now we should get the Archmage at this point because yeah, we're gonna need him. As you can see, we're getting more red spines, which are kind of troublesome. You know, 1700 HP is nothing to laugh at. Even though they have no armor, they're still pretty durable, and we need some heavy damage against them. And as you can see, we're surviving for now. We're gonna just move these guys back, and we're gonna get ready for a Rain of Fire. Where, you may ask? Do we use it here? Do we use it there? That's a good question. I don't know. Let's take a look at the next wave. 6 red spines, 8 green fins, some green fins and black surges, and more green fins. So you know what? I'm gonna preserve the Rain of Fire. I feel like we can survive it with ease. And indeed, we do. I'm gonna get some critical mass, just for some extra damage, and we're gonna start off the next wave. I know that these guys are still alive, but nah, I don't feel threatened by that. Not at all. Not at all. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna move the assassins there. And speaking of assassins, we'll get these guys up to Assassin's Guild 2. But we're gonna need some funds in order to do so we'll wait on that. Do we use the Rain of Fire here? I would say yes. Yes, destroy the ship. Annihilate him. Come on. Come on, he's almost dead. There we go. Perfection. Now we're gonna get assassins with some other stuff. Now sadly we have to adjust our guys back, which is kinda sad, but you know. The issue is that since we have black surges over there, they can easily get close to the exit, so we need our units to be there in case of this happening, which of course is gonna happen. Now I forgot to adjust the assassins, so I'm gonna do that. I want to catch up the I want them to catch up with the Black Surges, at least one of them, because they are by far the main issue. Red Spines, yeah, it's kinda threatening because they're in a big group, but don't worry, for the most part, you should be fine. Oh, Cronan ended up dying. Well, that's interesting, alright, he died, doesn't matter. He'll be back in 20 seconds. And we have these boars, which are acting as a little bit of stalling power. Sure, they only have 240 HP, but it's still something. It's still a little bit of a something, you know? Alright, let's get... You disabled my tower. You dirty little monster. How dare you disable my tower? Now I can upgrade them. Oh, wait, now I can. Get the counter attack and start up the next wave. And yeah, the last wave is not that bad. It's mostly wave 14 that could be threatening a little bit, but wave 15 is just not as bad. All you need to do is use the Rain of Fire on this gigantic swarm that's about to form. You don't want to use it immediately, that's the main thing. Don't use your Rain of Fire instantly when you see the 4 red spines, because there's more of them coming out. You want to group them up nicely and then use the Rain of Fire. Patience pays off in this case. So we're gonna be waiting. We'll wait for a little bit. Now you can also get the Totem of Spirits, which I forgot to mention, but to be honest, I guess we can get it. I should have gotten it a little bit earlier, but to be honest, I kinda forgot about it. Yeah, even good players like me make mistakes. Anyway, here we go. That's I believe the last enemies, and we're gonna use the Rain of Fire pretty soon. In 3, 2, 1, and Annihilation. Yep, we're Gucci. You know what? I'm even gonna move Cronan over there because it's kind of useless for him being there. I'm gonna move the assassins a little bit further so that way we can catch up this Black Surge and the other one who's coming out shortly behind him. And yeah, now we should be fine. That's pretty much about it. And yeah, sorry guys if my commentary is a bit meh today, but to be honest, it's kind of hard to say, but I'm kind of starting to run out of ideas. I'm in a little bit of a burnout phase. But don't worry, I'll get over it eventually. I don't know really what to do other than my regular schedule. I'm kind of trying to come up with something original, but I just don't really have any. So yeah, if you have any challenge ideas or you want to see a specific guide video, then comment down below. I'd love to hear your opinion, guys. And yeah, we're done. That was pretty easy, indeed. Indeed, it was. Whew. Yeah, guys. Well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.